Close your eyes and imagine you are living in a beautiful day in 1950s America, a time when there were no smartphones to buzz in your pocket, no social media to scroll through endlessly, no constant stream of notifications pulling you away from the moment. Instead, you hear birds chirping outside your window on a quiet morning. You smell fresh coffee brewing in the kitchen down the hall, and you feel a simple peace that seems so rare in today's busy world. This story is for you who were there, the ones who lived through or grew up in the 1950s, a decade when life moved slower and every day held a special kind of magic. Let us take you back to one of those days, a journey from the first light of morning to the warm glow of streetlights at night. Picture it now as the clock begins to tick. The day begins with the cheerful ring of a metal alarm clock, not a harsh electronic beep, but a sound you might still hear in your memory. In a cozy home with a white picket fence, the morning unfolds slowly, and downstairs the kitchen fills with the sizzle of eggs frying in a cast iron skillet, the crisp aroma of bacon wafting through the air, tempting everyone awake, and a pot of Maxwell House coffee brewing on the stove, sending its rich scent everywhere. Maybe you can still picture mom or grandma standing there in a checkered apron, humming You Are My Sunshine as she flips a golden pancake for the family, while the kids tumble in wearing hand-knit sweaters and overalls patched at the knees, spreading Smucker's strawberry jam on their breakfast as chatter fills the room, arguing over who gets the crispy bacon edges or the tallest stack of pancakes. On the table sits the morning paper fresh from the porch, maybe the Saturday Evening Post with its Norman Rockwell covers or Life magazine full of black and white photos you pored over as a kid, its pages carrying news of the Yankees' latest game or the sleek new Studebaker everyone wants, and Dad reads aloud about President Eisenhower or a new highway coming soon. Outside, the yellow school bus rolls up with a friendly honk you can still hear, and you might remember running out to meet it with your jacket half on, clutching your hop-along Cassidy lunchbox packed with a peanut butter sandwich, no phones or earbuds in sight to distract you. Just your friends calling you to play Red Rover on the way to school or trading baseball cards under the big oak tree by the curb. The street hums with gentle life as the day takes shape. The milkman sets down glass bottles that clink together softly on the stoop. The paper boy pedals by, tossing the paper with a thud you could set your watch to, and from an open window the radio plays Chattanooga Choo Choo loud and clear, while neighbors wave as they head to the market with wicker baskets in hand, perhaps picking up some Jell-O for a wobbly lime dessert after dinner tonight. It is a morning full of warmth and familiar comfort that wraps around you like a hug. As the morning fades, the sun rises higher in the sky over those tree-lined streets, and the day settles into a calm and steady pace you will always remember in your heart. Housewives stroll to the local market with baskets swinging on their arms, and inside the shelves are lined with Campbell's soup cans in neat little rows, the sharp scent of Kraft cheese wafting from the counter as the clerk slices it fresh, and the butcher wraps a roast in brown paper while asking about tonight's dinner plans. Maybe it is meatloaf with ketchup glaze or a Sunday pot roast with carrots. Some stop by the corner coffee shop where Folger's coffee brews strong and hot, the air mixing with the sweet smell of fresh baked pies cooling on a rack, and they settle onto red vinyl stools with a 5-cent cup of coffee in hand, talking about sewing a dress from a McCall's pattern with a full skirt or catching Singin' in the Rain at the theater downtown with Gene Kelly dancing, a few sharing recipes for tuna casserole or tips for the church bake sale next week. Back at home, the oven glows warm with a tray of Chips Ahoy cookies, fresh from the box, and you might recall sneaking one while Mom ran the Singer sewing machine in the corner, stitching up a torn knee from your latest tumble off the backyard swing. Down the road, the diner hums with lunchtime energy as the screen door swings open, burgers sizzling on the grill, promising a hearty meal you could smell a block away. Served alongside fries and an ice-cold Coca-Cola in a glass bottle with a silver cap, the cap popping off with a satisfying sound, you can still hear echoing in your ears. In offices, royal typewriters clack away as rotary phones ring with a jingle, and lunchtime brings a bologna sandwich and an apple from a tin with your initials on it. Or maybe a thermos of tomato soup mom packed to warm you up on a chilly day. It is a simple meal for a day that never feels hurried or out of step. By 5 o'clock, the workday winds down and the town starts to relax. Chevrolet Bel Airs and Plymouth Furies cruising home through the golden afternoon light, their chrome shining bright as the car radio blasts Hound Dog by Elvis Presley, a song that made you tap your foot the first time it crackled through the speakers. Out in the yards, kids pour from the school bus ready for a few hours of freedom. Marbles rolling through the dirt as laughter rings out across the green lawns. A paper kite you made with your siblings catching the breeze and soaring high above. Jump ropes whirling with a steady rhythm and baseballs sailing over fences with a thwack. Your kids' sneakers kicking up grass with every step as you race to join the fun. No screens to call them inside or games to glue them to a chair. Just the pure joy of an afternoon stretching wide open under a big blue sky. Maybe you chased fireflies as the sun dipped low or rode your Schwinn bike to the corner. Downtown, the streets come alive with early evening charm as shops light up. Woolworths glowing with light as someone grabs a Hershey's bar for a nickel or stops at the ice cream stand for an orange popsicle that melts sweet on the tongue. The drugstore soda fountain offering a cherry phosphate fizzing in a tall glass. At home, the kitchen fills with the hearty aroma of pot roasts simmering on the stove, mashed potatoes sitting smooth and creamy next to a stick of Land O'Lakes butter, melting fast, a pitcher of homemade lemonade sparkling on a table set with white china plates, and the family gathers close, sharing stories of the day over a warm home-cooked meal. Laughter weaving the afternoon into the evening ahead as the clock ticks toward night. After dinner, the living room becomes the heart of the night with a soft, inviting glow. The Zenith black and white TV flickering on with I Love Lucy filling the screen. Lucy stuffing chocolate in her mouth, bringing roars of laughter from everyone on the couch. Or maybe it is the Lone Ranger galloping across the plains in a cloud of dust, and you grab your toy six-shooter and join the adventure, galloping around the room. Some nights the radio takes over with the Shadow's eerie voice creeping through. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men, it asks in a low, mysterious tone. While you shuffle Uno cards or argue over the top hat in Monopoly with a big grin, the crackle of the radio or the hum of the TV wrapping the family in a cozy bubble. Out in town, neon lights hum at the A&W drive-in, where cars line up, couples sharing a milkshake with two straws under the flickering neon glow, the jukebox spinning Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino, a song that carried you through your first prom dance with a shy, nervous smile. And maybe you stop by the drive-in for a root beer float on a warm summer night. As night falls, golden lights spill from houses onto quiet streets lined with elms, crickets chirping softly and the smell of fresh cut grass drifting through the screen window. And you lie in bed listening to the breeze rustle outside and the faint hum of the world settling, a gentle close to a day brimming with everything you once held dear in your heart. The 1950s were not perfect, but they were ours in a way no other time could be. A time when every smell and sound still lingers in your heart like an old friend. Metal lunchboxes clanging shut after school with a satisfying snap. The radio's soft hum filling the night with familiar tunes. A Hershey's bar unwrapped as a sweet reward after a long day of play. These are the memories you share with your kids and grandkids around the table. What takes you back the most when you close your eyes? The smell of mom's fresh-baked cookies wafting from the oven, Elvis on the radio singing about blue suede shoes, or that kite soaring high above the yard on a breezy afternoon. Tell us in the comments below what you see and hear. Your story keeping this time alive for everyone who listens. And if you want others to feel it too, share this video with them to bring back the magic.